A beautiful new moon in Pisces on Sunday, March 10th calls us to follow our hearts. It aspects Neptune and Uranus, first encouraging us to explore our deepest dreams, and then allowing us to find the resources, insights, and information needed to make them happen. Let's take a closer look and break it down for all 12 signs. My name is Anastasia. I'm a traditional Western astrologer specializing in natal, relationship, and predictive readings. If you like my work, please take a second to support me by leaving a like or a comment, subscribing, and pressing the notification bell. All of that helps. It calls YouTube algorithm to show my content to more people, helps me grow. You also have the option of saying thank you by buying me a coffee or a tea. Up to you. I appreciate that as well. Before we dive in, if you'd like to know what eclipse season coming up has in store for you, if you have important questions, if you feel lost in life and need astrological guidance, I'm here for you. You can book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. There's multiple options, multiple lengths. Something that can work for anyone. You can also become a subscriber to get monthly consultations with me. So definitely check out my website. On my website, you can also find the products I create. The more I do astrology, the more I sort of expand my repertoire. I think being born with Jupiter in Aries, I feel like every year I need to have some kind of challenge. I am already clear on what this year's challenge will be, but I will not tell you yet. Let's see if it happens. But it will, but I just don't want to, I don't want to jinx it. My 12th house stellium wants to be a little bit private about it. So in my product shop on my website, you can find my creations, such as my 2024 planner. It is currently discounted, so you can save on it and still get it to help you maximize the year to come. It contains 225 pages filled with important insights, astrological guides, journaling prompts, new and full moon pages, and so much more, including lucky dates, challenging dates, positive dates, anything that you need to kind of maximize your year, right? It's similar to the weather app. Astrology helps us know when is it going to rain so we can bring an umbrella. So this planner can be that for you. Additionally, since we are talking about the Pisces new moon, we are in the watery Pisces season, I'd like to highlight my latest creation, which is the Moon in Cancer 2. This is the follow-up to the Moon in Cancer from 2023. That candle was so successful, it got sold out. So in 2024, I have captured the powerful moon in rulership Cancer. This candle has beautiful manifestation properties. It's perfect for new moon rituals, for any time you're trying to bring something into existence. You can pair it up with any other candle I have. For example, Venus in Libra manifests love, Mercury in Virgo and manifest a creative project, a book deal, anything like that. It is great for increasing fertility, for helping with sleep, soothing your soul, soothing your heart, and I think it's very much supportive of the upcoming eclipse season because the energy during the season can be a little bit rough. I have both candles and oils, and you can bundle them up to save, so check out my website for that. This is perfect for anyone born with their moon in Capricorn or the moon in Scorpio, the two signs the moon struggles in. If your moon is in the 6th, 8th, or 12th houses of sort of problems where it's harder to get the nurturance you need just because you're spending a lot of energy taking care of other people or taking care of your health, taking care of financial concerns, or taking care of mental health problems or other people, kind of in your life, as I mentioned. If your moon is making hard aspects, if it's conjunct, if it's in a square, it's in opposition to Mars, to Saturn, to Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto, even Chiron, this is the candle for you. I am born with the moon conjunct Chiron, so this candle is like what the doctor ordered for me, and I light it up quite a lot, especially now with the eclipse season coming up. So let's talk about the new moon. The new moon happens at 20 degrees 16 minutes Pisces on Sunday, March 10th at 5 a.m. Eastern time zone. So based on where you are, if you are in Hawaii, it's going to happen at midnight on Saturday, March 9th. If you are in Europe, it's going to happen on Sunday, a little bit later. So correct, check your time zone. It will affect you the most if you have planets between 17 and 23 degrees mutable signs, especially Virgo or Pisces, but also Sagittarius and Gemini. So check your chart to see whether you have any planets in those degrees. In general, the new moon is the time of new beginnings. It's the time where we plant the seed for the next 6 months until we get the full moon in Pisces. And this time around, it's not only going to be a full moon in Pisces, but in September, we're going to get a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So it's a big deal because the dreams you are picturing right now, and we have just had in late February on the 28th, we just had a double cazimi of Mercury and Saturn together coming with the sun. So realizations you've been having around this time, important insights, recognition you may have experienced, or struggles you may have experienced will be very crucial because those realizations are fueling this new moon, because the moon is kind of still close to Saturn and Neptune. It's separating from Saturn, heading towards Neptune. So it's, I think, moving away from the seriousness towards hope. So I quite like that energy of the new moon. But the fact that we had this deep insight in late February and we get a new moon in March and then we get a lunar eclipse in Pisces in September says that it's all connected. So February and March will be quite important again in your life in September. So keep track of that. And, I think you may be envisioning new goals for yourself. You may be connecting with your spiritual self because Pisces is quite a spiritual sign. It's a dreamer. It's the sign of hope. It's the sign of Jupiter, optimism, right? A lot of times it's the sign of like connection and unity. Even if the unity comes through believing in something beyond yourself. But the new visions will require some sort of cleansing and better boundaries and maybe release in September. And then in 2025, and I'm jumping too far ahead, but in 2025, the nodes will shift into Pisces and Virgo. So this area of your chart will continue to be dominant and highlighted. And of course, Saturn stays here all the way until February 2026. So it's a big deal, big deal. So new moons are new beginnings, right? In Pisces, you are talking about new dreams. You are talking about spirituality, new beginnings in spirituality, new beginnings in faith, discovering a new religion, discovering a new philosophy, discovering astrology. Maybe you're here for the first time. Say hello in the comments if that is your first astrology video you're ever watching. I feel honored. But it's like new beginnings of trust and hope and faith. And Pisces is the sign that feels very connected to the world. It feels very connected to the weak, to the vulnerable, to the poor, and it wants to help those people. So with Pluto being in Aquarius, new moon in Pisces, North Node in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, I think there's a lot of focus on the collective. There's a lot of focus on helping other people. The moon is conjoining Neptune, and it's separating from Saturn, which is what I mentioned already, some kind of deep realizations leading you to connect with your deepest fantasies or to find some hope and to find solutions, right? Neptune can be a dreamer, it can be a little bit delusional, so perhaps you are needing to ground your dreams with serious thoughts and serious plans. And that's where the sextile to Uranus comes in. Because Uranus is at about 19 degrees, new moon is happening at 20 degrees. So I think the sextile to Uranus can be helpful in terms of breakthroughs and new thinking and new ideas that can then help you ground your dreams, can help you figure things out, can offer insights, opportunities, resources you need to make things real. In the moment, this new moon can be very emotional and it can be a little bit confusing, right? Because of the Neptune energy, and Neptune is not always clear. So I think grounding yourself with like faith, and faith is very personal, right? People believe different things. People approach faith differently. Astrology is a way to connect with something beyond yourself. Religion is a way to connect with something beyond yourself. Prayer. So whatever you do, self-care, draw yourself a bath, like sort of tend to yourself, have a soothing cry, wrap yourself in a blanket, watch a comfortable movie, eat some snacks. Just make sure you're not escaping into like really unhealthy behaviors, which is what Pisces sometimes can do. And I think the big message here is that it's okay to rest. It's okay to not know. It's okay to take a nap. You don't have to know everything. It's, you know, sort of this new moon is inviting you to dream, but also allow, to have space for things to happen, to trust that they will happen, instead of forcing things, as the opposite of Pisces Virgo can be at times, right? Sort of very kind of control freak type energy. So the new moon in Pisces is like, it's okay to rest, it's okay to sleep, it's okay to trust. So on a spiritual level, what you're working towards is like finding hope, finding faith, finding connection with something beyond yourself. Not needing to push for answers is quite big here. The ruler is, of course, Jupiter in Taurus. So we're still on this path of creating stability in our life, creating financial abundance, creating connection, longevity, long-term relationships, and foundations. So that is flavoring the energy quite a lot. And also on the day of the new moon, we have Mercury in a sextile to Pluto in Aquarius, which is a sign of really focused thinking, of strong intuition, similar kind of connection between your mind, your like active mind and your social pursuits, your desire to change the world, your desire to help the collective, your ability to start new projects, Mercury is in Aries, your ability to find the resources you need with Pluto in Aquarius. And yeah, figure out how you can use the situation around you, how you can connect with people around you to reach a bigger dream, because you cannot do things alone, right? So this new moon, I think, is about more than just trusting, but it's also asking for help, right? Like it's knowing that it's okay to reach out to someone. So let's talk about the rising signs to see what kind of dreams you might be envisioning and what kind of chapters are starting in your life. I recommend listening for the rising sign, because the rising sign is like the door to the house that is your natal chart. The rising sign determines where the transits fall, so those horoscopes tend to be more accurate. But you're welcome to listen to your sun or moon horoscopes, and if you ever have any questions, you can always book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com, and I'd be happy to address all and any of your concerns and help you figure things out for yourself and for the future. So if you are an Aries rising, there's a new moon in your 12th house, and it's sextiling Uranus in the second. So the new moon in the 12th house looks at your need to heal and at your healing gifts. 12th house is the place of mental health. It's the place of spirituality. And so with the new moon here, on one hand, you may be valuing your mental health more. You may be making investments into things that are good for you, right? This could be physical sort of exercising. This could be therapy. This could be sound healing. This could be astrology session, Reiki session, whatever it might be, something you're investing in that is soothing and helpful. And perhaps you're starting a habit that will take you through for a while, and you're like laying in the foundation of what could be soothing for your soul. The sextile to Uranus in the second house could be suggestive of some kind of resources being available, maybe a sense of financial support or financial kind of breakthroughs, money coming your way. Also a sense of confidence, maybe confidence in healing yourself, confidence in becoming a healer, confidence in taking your passions and turning them into a business. The new moon in the 12th house will also invite you to travel. It will invite you to rest. It will invite you to choose pursuits that are both spiritual and healing, but also less taxing, I think, on your body and your mind. And let me know how this resonates in the comments below. If you are a Taurus rising, there's a new moon in your 11th house and a sextile to Uranus in the first. And the question here is, what can you do and who can you trust in order to change the world? because we're literally looking in the house of community and friendships and hopes and dreams, and the house of you. Uranus in the first, it has been in your first house. Please let me know, how has your life changed since 18, 19? How have you showed up? How have you changed yourself? Where have you been this Prometheus that brings fire from the Olympus down to earth, right? Like what kind of change have you made, or what kind of change happened in your life, right? So the new moon in the 11th is new dreams. It's the dreams that involve your role in the collective. So it's the dreams that see you becoming a yoga teacher, that see you becoming an influencer, a YouTuber, a journalist, a writer. It's the dreams that impact and help and heal other people. So opportunities for kind of self-assertion with Uranus in the first house, opportunities for like being a leader, for being innovator, revolutionary of some sorts, that then take you into the collective and like help you help other people, right? Maybe you are a video editor and you are figuring out how to create a video editing union, or how to help your colleagues join that union. So some kind of like, invention idea that is supportive of other people is quite likely here. And yeah, like new dreams, new alliances, very much finding people who are supportive of your goals, finding people who are aligned and feel similarly, so that as you change with Uranus in the first house, your connections are also changing, is the theme here. And if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Also, please let me know how this resonates down below. If you are a Gemini rising, there is a new moon in your 10th house of career, status, and reputation in a sextile to Uranus in the 12th. I like this. I like Uranus in the 12th house as the light in the darkness, as a chance to free yourself from something outdated. Something happens where you get an opportunity, like you get a green card, right? And now you have the freedom to change your job, or you get a resource, you get a connection, somebody puts you together with a social media influencer, and you're doing a collaboration with them, and that brings you more, it like exposes you more, it shows you, helps you connect with more people, helps you be seen by more people. So exciting professional opportunities, professional growth that comes from either freeing yourself from something outdated or discovering a passion that is healing, spiritual, that involves talking about something that maybe is misunderstood, maybe is invisible, maybe is hard to talk to, maybe because it's something new, right, that not a lot of people know about, and you are choosing to go in that direction. You're choosing to shine light on something that's uncomfortable, like becoming a therapist, or becoming, once again, if we're talking about like influencing, being a YouTuber who talks about mental health, or who talks about autism or something like that, that whatever field you're passionate about that is not getting a lot of attention. Becoming also a person who's sort of like a preacher and a healer to other people, kind of like a spiritual guide and guru, is also quite likely here. And please let me know how this resonates down below. If you'd like to book a reading, check out my website, anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have Cancer rising. If you are a Cancer rising, there's a new moon in Pisces in your 9th house and a sextile to Uranus in the 11th. New moon in the 9th house is all about growth. It's all about you spreading your wings and flying. And flying might involve travel, literally. Very literal flying, right? It may involve education, you studying, you may be going somewhere else to study, or you teaching, you becoming the person who shares knowledge and empowers other people and helps other people. With Pisces in your 9th house, you can be someone who's quite generous with your knowledge, quite generous, quite happy to empower other people and share with them. So here you are examining, I think you're answering a question like, where is your knowledge most needed? Where will you feel like most sort of helpful and supportive of other people? And perhaps you're getting some kind of support from people in your network. You're getting some kind of opportunities through your friends. You're hearing through your social media following of some kind of exciting opportunity. Somebody's reaching out to you. If you are involved in any legal matter, or you may be starting a legal matter around this time, that will, kind of bloom closer to the eclipse in Pisces in September. Ninth house is also the place of writing and publishing and presenting your work to the world. So these topics can be active at this time too. Like, kind of, what do you have to say? What do you have to share? What do you want to express? But very much new dreams, I think, that involve friendships, that involve connecting with other people, that involve building a following and being a teacher, being a traveler, being like a blogger, something like that is a possibility here. As well as some kind of like, the ninth house new moon could suggest that you are exploring religious and philosophical perspectives, and your beliefs are transforming. You may be learning to trust a little bit more. You're maybe opening up to taking more risks, right? You're maybe envisioning the future for yourself that you haven't envisioned before, because before you could have only seen no's, and now with an element of like rationale of the recent Saturn cazimi and the dreams of Pisces new moon, you can make things happen, and you're like really focusing on working on rewiring your brain and changing how you think about things. Please let me know how this resonates, and if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. If you are a Leo rising, there's a new moon in your 8th house and a sextile to Uranus in the 10th. Uranus being in your 10th is very important. It's important. It's very important for your professional growth. Uranus has been in your 10th house since 2018-19. It has been encouraging a revolution in the way you present yourself and the way you talk about your career, right? There's maybe new beginnings there. Maybe you've experienced a lot of growth, a lot of independence there. And the new moon in the 8th house is either encouraging you to manage your resources in a different way if you have changed your career, right? The new moon in the 8th could be like, okay, how can we invest the money we made differently? How can we be more thoughtful and more sort of rational with how we're spending? It could be the time when you're exploring joining resources with somebody, whether it is because you are starting a business partnership and you're joining your money with a business partner, or because you're moving in with your boyfriend, girlfriend, and you are joining money with them, getting a mortgage, getting an apartment together. So new beginnings in terms of who shares what with whom, whether, like those kind of energies are likely. New beginnings in terms of paying off debts, in terms of taking out loans. Any kind of agreement with other people can be transforming as you find maybe more meaning in the relationships. Professional collaborations are quite likely. Professional kind of reaching out, asking for help, building new connections is very likely here. But I also kind of see this, I think you are focusing on finding more freedom financially and in general. And so the changes that are happening here, maybe your partner is starting to support you. Maybe you're starting a business so you don't have to rely solely on your job, right? Whatever changes are happening, whatever collaborations you're inviting, the goal is to have that freedom. And let me know how this resonates. How has Uranus in your 10th house been? If you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. If you are a Virgo rising, there's a new moon in your 7th house and a sextile to Uranus in the 9th. And you are looking at your relationships. You're maybe starting new relationships with a new moon. You're starting to date. If you've been single for a while, you're putting yourself out there more. You may be starting and exploring ideas of partnerships that involve education, sharing your knowledge, sharing insights, talking to people about something they don't know about that involves studying together with your significant other, or just going back to school. Partnerships that involve writing can be blossoming right now. Maybe you're finding a publisher, or maybe you're starting a new contract with a writing house, publishing house. Traveling partnerships, even dating someone who's foreign, or traveling with your significant other for a first time. Very much new beginnings in relationships and partnerships that are connected to faith, education, travel, writing, and legal matters. Legal matters are quite possible too, where like if you're a lawyer, you're starting a new partnership, maybe becoming a partner in the firm you're at, or you are starting some kind of legal journey as well. And kind of, I think, also like exploring new dreams, committing to a relationship is quite possible here. Being kind of idealistic but realistic about the partnership are all possibilities. And quite exciting if you are traveling with your partner. Maybe it's some kind of romantic, beautiful, foreign connection that can blossom in the future. Let me know how this resonates, and if you'd like to know more, if you want to know what eclipse season coming up has in store for you, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, my lovely Libra risings. If you are a Libra rising, there's a new moon in your 6th house in a sextile to Uranus in the 8th house. And this one is, I'm excited. I'm a Libra rising, so I can see this as being quite important and healing. 6th house is the place of work, health, service, pets. So getting a pet is a possibility for some of you. There might be changes in your job. The sextile to Uranus can be suggestive that either you are getting a bonus, you're getting rewarded, you're feeling kind of more financially supported. Maybe your partner is doing better. Or you're feeling, you're kind of feeling more like validated, or maybe interested in pursuing passions that are more close to heart. The new moon in the 6th could also highlight your health, could bring new developments around health. It's either your health, where you're starting to take better care of yourself, you're maybe investing in hiring a personal trainer, you're starting a running club with your friends. Or it could also be about other people's health, right? Like if you have people in your life, like family members that have gotten sick, maybe you're figuring out some kind of like better protocols when it comes to helping them and going to the doctors with them. You're kind of like, I don't know, telling your family what to do, agreeing with family or not. But new beginnings in like diet, in exercise, new dreams that involve exercise, new dreams that involve like, being a yoga teacher, or being a fitness trainer, or being a nutritionist, like some kind of commitment, some kind of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. You're investing into your health, your work, your passion projects, and the sextile to Uranus is quite lovely. I think both of these have like a very healing energy to them. Uranus in the 8th house can also bring freedom financially, bring support, bring sort of breakthroughs where you are feeling less dependent on other people, or you're feeling empowered by other people. Maybe you're becoming a veterinarian or something like that, or getting a pet and starting a pet walking business or something, dog walking business. Let me know how this resonates, and if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, we have the lovely Scorpio rising. If you are a Scorpio rising, there's a new moon in your 5th house of babies. And I know there's always some Scorpio risings out there, or any other rising sign out there who's like, babies? No babies. No, thank you. But for some of you, the new moon in the house of babies could suggest that you're starting to try for a baby, you're giving birth, you are finding out that you're pregnant. There's a sextile to Uranus in the 7th house, so it's quite positive for relationships for sure. The new moon in the 5th could suggest a sexual relationship turning into a more serious relationship with the sextile to Uranus, some kind of electric breakthrough in relationships that maybe calls them to be more serious, more long-term. 5th house is the place of pleasure, so you rediscovering pleasure, rediscovering what turns you on, experimenting sexually with your partner, connecting with your partner is also quite likely here. And 5th house being the house of like play and joy and competition and sports. Sometimes this can also suggest that you are being more childlike, or you are kind of like, if it's not the pregnancy, right? Like it's about you being more supportive of your inner child, healing inner child, finding things that are fun and investing energy in those things. Let me know how this resonates down below. And if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. If you are a Sagittarius rising, there's a new moon in your 4th house in a sextile to Uranus in the 6th house. So the new moon in the 4th is suggesting new beginnings related to home, family, and living situation. The sextile to Uranus in the 6th brings in health, work, service, problem solving, right? So if we're talking about health, maybe there is some new beginnings in the health of your family. Maybe there are new beginnings in the home because you're investing in some equipment that will let you work out from home. Maybe you're building a home office or a home gym. There could be changes in the home because you're starting to work from home, or you're moving to be closer to your job, or some possibilities as well. Paying off a mortgage, getting some kind of support, getting maybe a financial bonus from your job is likely. And also questions of comfort and security, and what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel secure, that can kind of go into many different areas of your life, right? Like with Uranus being in the 6th house, you are potentially examining and wondering, how can you have more freedom at work? How can you have more freedom to even be comfortable and secure and do things that make you happy? So adjustments to your family life, adjustments to your living situation, adjustments to your work situation that will inspire more peace, more joy, more rest, and more comfort are all likely coming here. And please let me know how this resonates. How has this sector of your chart been so far? There's been a lot of action ever since Saturn entered about a year ago. We've almost had a year of Saturn. Woohoo! Only 2.5 more left. No, Saturn stays in a sign for about 2.5. So, well, it exits in February 2026, but there will be a little bit of like dipping into Aries, coming back in 2025. So yeah, let me know how this resonates. Type things down in the comment, and if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Now is a good time because of the eclipse season. If you are a Capricorn rising, there's a new moon in your 3rd house and a sextile to Uranus in the 5th house. So here we're connecting the house of communication, writing, hobbies, skills, business with the house of pleasure, creativity, romance, and children. And on one hand, this could be very inspired, where you're getting new creative opportunities, new ideas, you're getting a chance to do something fun. Maybe you're exploring and bringing back into your life a creative passion, you're going out dancing, you are reviving your jewelry making business and sort of getting a chance to be playful, getting a chance to be more fun. I can see this as an opportunity to write, opportunity to study something fun. There may be romantic involvement with neighbors, meeting, and also just like feeling more aligned with people around you, and perhaps doing something that is connecting you to other people, right? Like with the 3rd house, your neighborhood might be changing. You're maybe feeling more inspired to connect with neighbors. If you're moving, that makes sense, right? You're feeling more aligned with people around you, more excited about the new coffee shop, the new location, the new kind of place you are moving to. Let me know how this resonates. And if you'd like to know more, book a reading with me at anastasiadoesastrology.com. Next, if you are an Aquarius rising, there's a new moon in your 2nd house and a sextile to Uranus in the 4th. So here we're looking at the place of money and values in a positive, harmonious connection to the house of home, family, and living situation. So this could suggest some kind of support from your family, perhaps starting a family business together, because new moon symbolizes new beginnings in your house of money. So you're becoming a real estate agent, you're joining your family business, you're starting some kind of financial undertaking with a family member, and as a result, you're experiencing better financial luck. This is also the place of values, so your priorities might be changing. Maybe you're also feeling more forgiving, more connected, closer with your family. I can see you investing in your home, doing a renovation project or buying a new property, maybe also paying off a mortgage or kind of experiencing newfound financial awareness, right? Like maybe even like learning how to be more financially savvy based on what your family members are teaching you. And just like an overall, I think like happiness and new beginnings when it comes to your sense of self, your confidence, and your familial relationships, as well as, like I said, maybe some kind of bonus coming to you from your real estate investment, some kind of support coming to you from family is possible at this time too. And there may be like new financial beginnings. Also, even like starting to save for something big is possible here. Last but not least, if you are a Pisces rising, there's a new moon in your first house and a sextile to Uranus in the third house. The new moon in the first house is a new you. You are reinventing yourself. You are reinventing your health, your look, your diet, your image. You're investing time in your spiritual wellness because it is Pisces and you are a Pisces rising. So you need some kind of spiritual support. So maybe you're coming up with new protocols around self-care. Maybe you're starting to meditate. Maybe you're focusing on learning breathing techniques, learning yoga. You are maybe transforming your role in the world based on your knowledge, based on your job. The sextile to Uranus in the third can offer exciting opportunities to even move or to connect with siblings and neighbors, take on some kind of creative project, start a business, explore passions and hobbies. And so as you are discovering and you're learning new things and you're exploring new talents, there is an opportunity to present a new you to the world. And a lot of it could also be inspired by your connections because third house is siblings and neighbors. So if you have moved, you may be meeting new people that are teaching you something, that are inspiring you. If you have talk to your sibling about starting a business together. Maybe you are redefining yourself and becoming a business owner. You may be learning new things. And learning new things, can involve learning about your health, learning about your gifts, learning about yourself even, right? With the sextile to Uranus in the third. Some kind of change, transformation, empowerment in your thoughts, in your schedules, in your interests and hobbies, as a result of which you are becoming more empowered, I think, and more aligned and better at taking care of yourself, because that is what Neptune and Saturn, especially Saturn in your first house, really wants you to kind of own up and become a grown-up and become mature and kind of create good protocols. And the sextile to Uranus can suggest that you're getting support, you're getting the knowledge you need, you're getting the education you need to make things happen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I keep having tech issues and this video cut off in the middle because I ran out of space on my phone, and this is not the first time it happened. I don't want to tell you which time it happened, but we made it till the end. I really need to make some adjustments in terms of my filming structure, but this is up to me. I hope you have a happy new moon in Pisces. Enjoy, let the feelings come, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.